Hi everybody, my name's Tom. You're watching Rant District. Today I'm going to show a few punk albums from the late 80s that I've been listening to lately that are international. What I would call world music because they come from a third world. You know, world music is a lot of people think, when you hear world music, you think Africa. World music generally refers to music maybe from third world countries. But having been to Italy, I would say, and experienced its internet connections, I'd say it's a third world country. And I love Italy. I'm picking on Italy, but I'm Italian, so fuck you. So anyway, this is mostly Italian bands from the late 80s that I've been listening to lately. It's mostly punk. You know, it's like anything that's, it's like anything in Italy. It's like, if you say, hey, I'll be there Wednesday, you mean like 2 weeks from Wednesday. So when I say punk, sometimes it's, not quite, it's like punk for Italy. I'll shut up and show some records. First up, we have the Raveings, Anti-Nature Will. This is on Amtal Blade from 1988. It's called a punk record. It's more or less garage rock. Got a cool sound, a little bit of a, if you're thinking of a little bit of a, if you want some punk but like a little bit milder flavor, this is the way I would go. I say that, and the first song is called Prostitution Song. You also have Hit and Run Driver in there, and what was another good one? No Sex Anymore. Anyway, these records that I'm showing from Italy are all sung in English. Here's what the inner sleeve looks like. Closer look at the folks in the band. Lustful guy on lustful drums and vocals. Gotta like that. Let's look at the label. And since I'm sure nobody's heard of this band, let me just do a needle drop here and give a quick listen. All right, next up we have Unlighted Street, which is the name of the album. Yage, I don't know how you would pronounce it. Y-A-G-E is the name of the band. Percy Piss Whistle is one of the songs. There's the tracks on the rear cover. Kind of a weird assemblage of X-rays and an embryo, maybe. Actually, that picture right there, that might be a current day photo of Bobby Gass after a bender. And this is a good album. This is really more of a regular punk record. It's on Crime Records. If that'll focus. There we go. On Crime Records, more of a solid punk album, and here's a needle drop. Okay, next up, I'm only going to show 6 records. We have the Monks. Not those monks, not the American guys that shaved the bald spot in their head in the 60s. They're a great band. But this is not them. This is the Monks. It's on. This is also on Crime Records. The album is called Synapsis. Here's a look at the band. And like I said, these songs are all sung in English, but this is, to me, this is kind of like a humorous kind of punk. It kind of goes, it's a little garagey, and in times it's a little bit trippy. But the vocals are just like so like kind of with a heavy Italian accent that there's just parts of it that are just kind of funny. Again, this one's on Crime Records. It's from 1989, same as the Age record. Here's what the label looks like, pretty much the same as the Age record. And give a quick listen to this one. Going to one of my favorite bands out of this group of Italian punk bands is a band called the E10. It's actually, it is punk. And here's a look at first one I'm going to show from 1987. It's called Massive at the Blind School. Let's look at the rear cover. Tracks. This one came on red vinyl. And there's the non-X-rated label side that I can show you. Much more of a punk album, like I said. Give a listen to side 1, track 1 on this one. All right, now we've got another record by the E10. Slide this out of here. Kind of weirdly packaged. It's called Sex, God, War, Contributions and Rewards. And it's got the, it's not really a traditional jacket. It's this poly outer sleeve. And if you can tell, the green printing here is on the poly outer sleeve. Well, you can't really tell. So I put it in another outer sleeve. Anyway, comes in a poly outer sleeve. I don't like these poly sleeves because they kind of can stick to the vinyl. But I guess it's fine for the printed two-sided insert. Essentially, that is the album jacket. It's got the lyrics on the other side. Some information there, and this one's on clear vinyl. Nothing X-rated about this label. The previous album was on Arresto Cardiaco, which I'm sure means heart attack. And then this is on Mantra Records. The first E10 album I showed came out in '88, and I think this one came out in '89. And give a listen to a track from this one. right, and the last one I'm going to show is the only one of this batch, not from Italy, but this record trips me out every time. I'll explain it in a second. This is from Australia. This is Spunk Bubbles. Speak Lebanese or die. This is punk. Here's a look at the band. You can tell this is a late 80s band from 1987. It's on Waterfront Records. And the thing that trips me out about this record, well, hang on to that thought for a second. Comes with a two-sided inner, classic punk inner. Again, on Waterfront Records. Yeah, it's a mini album though, and the thing that trips me out is every time I play this, I'm like, I don't fucking remember this album sounding that heavy. And it's because it's 12-inch, but it's 45 RPM. And I never, like, almost any 12-inch, 45 RPM record that I have, I never remember. I should put like a big sticker on the outside of the album. Like, man, this sounds angry and heavy, and I don't think it should sound like that, but it doesn't. But it's a punk album. And it's a great listen. Here, take a listen to this one. All right, folks, that wraps it up. It's just what I've been listening to lately. These albums are all kind of like, not in the consciousness of most people. So there's probably not tons of them out there on the market, but I'm pretty sure if you went out and looked on Discogs for any one of these records, if anything kind of strikes your fancy, these records are not expensive at all. They're super cheap. Depending on where you live, shipping might be, the thing that's the expense for you. I think I got all of these from one dealer, which was kind of cool. But kind of goes to like what like my focus has been on lately. And I hope everybody listen to interesting music. That's what I try to do. Just listen to interesting music. This stuff to me is all interesting. I enjoy it. I didn't pay a ton for it. Good stuff, fun stuff. Whatever you're doing out there, have fun. Thanks for watching.